What's going on, guys? Oh, music's probably too loud. Sorry, my last video I realized my audio levels were out of sync. I apologize for that. I am not good with technology. On that note, I'm having trouble with my camera, so I'm not sure if it looks different to you guys. I'm having trouble with the green screen. I need a hero. But anyway, yeah. Basically, long story short, first of all, thank you for all the support. My videos have been doing really well the last few days, and I just want to say thank you for everyone who watched the video. If you left a comment or a like, or even if you just watched it and enjoyed it. Yeah, that's been really cool. It's been really cool to see people consuming my content. I would say enjoying my content, but I don't want to be presumptuous here, so I also want to thank Robbie for giving me a haircut. It was badly needed, and I think we all knew that. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Home. So I want to talk about Pokemon Home because it's coming out in February, and it was announced a couple, I don't know, days, weeks ago, I don't know. I've been busy, alright? Give me a break. But anyway, it was announced somewhat recently, and it caught a lot of criticism. A lot of people were not happy about Pokemon Home and the details behind it that were revealed. So let's talk about Pokemon Home. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on it, and yeah, I'll give you a rundown as well. So first of all, nice animation. Second of all, Pokemon Home is a cloud service for Nintendo Switch and compatible mobile devices designed as a place where all Pokemon can gather by linking the same Nintendo account, blah, 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 blah. Same Pokemon on both versions. So with Pokemon Home, you can move Pokemon between compatible games, trade Pokemon on the go, and more. So let's go ahead and just, go through. We're going to go through all this. So move Pokemon. So with Nintendo Switch, it lets you move Pokemon into Sword, Shield, Let's Go Pikachu, and Pokemon. Let's Go Eevee. There is a Switch version and a mobile version. And let's see what it tells us. So it lets you connect with Pokemon Sword and Shield. You can deposit or retrieve Pokemon that can be obtained in these games. So for those of you familiar with Pokemon Bank, this is very similar. It allows you to move Pokemon over from past games. The catch being that you can only move Pokemon over that exist in the game. So you can't move over Pokemon like Garchomp right now, or I don't know, like Landorus Therian form. Those aren't allowed. But if you have, for example, Conkeldurr that existed in Generation 5, 6, or 7, I don't know if you... I'm actually not sure if you need to get it from Gen 7. I think you can do it from any bank-related game, but yeah. Yeah, so it lets you basically move over old Pokemon provided they're in the decks, which is very good. What this means from a competitive standpoint is there's certain Pokemon that get abilities that they did not have access to before. Pokemon like Liepard gets Prankster. There's a couple other ones that get that abilities are not currently in the game, and this is going to give them access to those abilities. So a couple Pokemon get boosts. I think the Meowstic line currently doesn't have its hidden ability, stuff like that. Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. You can move Pokemon back and forth between Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, or into Pokemon Sword and Shield. So this is actually something I didn't realize. Pokemon you caught in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee can be moved to Sword and Shield. But you can't move it back. So you can't move Pokemon from Sword and Shield into Let's Go. You can only move it into Sword and Shield. So that's interesting. I know a lot of people shiny hunted a bunch in Let's Go. So hopefully, I'm sure those people will be happy. And Pokemon Bank. Here we go. So Nintendo 3DS Pokemon titles to Pokemon Home using Pokemon Bank. Again, this is only forward moving, so you can't move backwards. And they also are going to make Pokemon Bank and Poké Transporter available at no cost for 1 month. So if you have Pokemon in Pokemon Bank and you don't want to pay for a month, or if you had them in Bank and then you're not paying for it right now, this is a good time for that. If you want more of a Pokemon Bank, you can, I presume, click on that link. Let's continue. So you can trade Pokemon using your phone. This is interesting. You can trade Pokemon anytime, anywhere. I think this might just be for Pokemon Go, but I'm not positive. 4 ways to trade Pokemon using Pokemon Home on your mobile device. This is like Wonder Trading. This is only okay. This is this is available to everybody, but you can increase the number of Pokemon you can trade at once by enrolling in a premium plan. GTS, they're bringing the GTS back, which is cool. Actually, I don't think this is for just Go. I think this is for everything. So GTS, that's a feature that was missing from Sword and Shield. I know some people miss it. They miss being able to request level 100 Arceus for the level 2 Bidoof. That's kind of an important feature in Pokemon, in my opinion. You need to be able to request, high-level legendary Pokemon and rare Pokemon for your low-level Pokemon. Yeah. You'll even be able to request Pokemon that you haven't registered in Pokemon Home's National Pokedex. That's cool. Room Trade. Room Trade lets you create a room and trade people, Pokemon among the people who can join. Each room can hold up to 20 people. To add a little suspense, you won't know Pokemon you will receive until the trade is complete. So, I didn't know about this. Oh my god. You can only create rooms with your premium and then friend trade. Okay. If your friend's in home, you can trade with your friends. Cool. Are these more screenshots? Yeah. I want to see if they have. I'm just curious. So I don't think Oranguru and Passimian. Okay, this screenshot with Oranguru and Passimian confirms that it's not Pokemon Go. But this is anything in Sword and Home, which makes sense. They also have a couple more features. Let's take a look at these. Okay, National Pokedex. So you have a Pokedex in the game in Pokemon Home. You'll be able to see much more than just Pokedex entries. You can also be able to check each Pokemon's abilities as well as what moves it can learn. Let's see if we can see from the screenshot. No, okay. I know this is here somewhere. This is really cool. This is a big deal. This is the first thing that I think is especially interesting. You'll be able to see much more blah 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 abilities as well as some moves it can learn. The champ can't learn Absorb. This screenshot is... Oh, these are separate screenshots. I see. So you can check it. You can search for abilities. You can search for moves. And you can see the abilities. As you can see here, you can see them. And it will tell you the moves and abilities that the Pokemon gets. That's a big deal because a lot of players who are new or like maybe don't know about competitive Pokemon or don't know about the resources, this is providing a resource for them, which I really like because, you know, those of us who have played for a while know about resources such as Cerebi, which is the one that I personally use, which is a great resource for knowing like about moves and other stuff. This is cool. This kind of incorporation I like a lot. Mystery gifts. You must be at least 16 years old to use the local event check option. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, mystery gifts. Who cares? Judge Pokemon. This is cool. So Judge tells you. Let's see if they show screenshots about what specifically it tells you. I don't think it. Decent, pretty good. Okay, same thing as Sword and Shield. So there is a judge feature in here that's good. They're acknowledging IVs. In your room, you'll be able to see all sorts of information about events, the games you've connected to Pokemon Home. This is just such like fun stuff. Okay, battle data. This is the other important stuff. So they're bringing back essentially the Pokemon Global Link, to my understanding. So the unfortunate thing is only in the app version, which kind of sucks, but like whatever. But you can check out how ranked battles and various online competitions and Sword and Shield are going, as well as the rankings of the Pokemon being used in them. So this is going to give us usage stats, which is something we're sorely missing. So I'm really excited about that. By going to Battle Data, you'll be able to see the battle records of each trainer, as well as information about what moves are popular among the Pokemon in the competitions. This is a great feature. Yeah, this is a really great feature. It tells you basically what the standard sets are for Pokemon and what you can expect to see if you're playing on ladder, which is really cool. There's news, Pokemon Home points. You'll just see Pokemon Home points for battle points. That's great. Battle points are, you know, good to get. And here's a little breakdown of mobile versus Switch. I don't really need to go through that. And then they have the premium paid plans. So this is where, so Pokemon Home was in some not controversy, criticism. Pokemon Home people feel really torn on. Also, I'm really sorry. I know this effect is happening on my glasses. Something is wrong with my green screen. I need a hero. I need someone to help me. I don't know how to fix it myself. I really am trying my best. Actually, fun fact, this is what it looked like before. You can see that little background. This is what I normally record with in terms of lights, and it was doing this, and obviously that's horrible. So, yeah, we're doing this, which seems to fix the problem a little bit. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm really not good with technology, and things are not working for me. But anyway, so you can pay for 1 month for $3. Obviously, that's $36 per year. You can pay 3 months for $5. That's what, $20 per year, and you can pay 12 months for $16 per year. So you can only get Pokemon from Pokemon Bank with premium. Did not realize that. Number of Pokemon that can be deposited. You can only deposit 30 Pokemon in basic, 6,000 Pokemon in premium. Number of Pokemon that can list Wonder Box 1 to 3 to 10. GTS 1 to 3. Room trade, participate in host, which is cool. You can host your own room trade if you want to do that, and you don't have the judge function at basic. So this is a free. Keep in mind, basic is free. This is if you want to pay. However, yeah. So that's basically the situation. So I just googled and I said Pokemon Home controversy, and I found this article. And Pokemon Home is a complete ripoff. I thought this was CNN, and I was very surprised. I don't know what this website is. If it's like a bad site that has like racist stuff or something or whatever, like I'm sorry. I didn't do any research. I just googled it. But here's some criticism of the service. So it says Pokemon Home will cost $16 per year for a premium subscription. We just saw that. Then we have in the next bullet point that's almost as much as Nintendo Switch Online. Keep in mind, I don't really know anything about this website or anything. I just think this is like a. I don't know if this website is reputable or not, but this presentation does not feel. This feels like I'm putting together a PowerPoint for a school project. That's almost as much as Nintendo Switch Online. Next bullet point. Customers need that subscription to transfer creatures from Pokemon Bank. Pokemon Home locks vital features behind a paywall. Sure, there's technically a free version, but it lacks even the most basic of features. Number of pocket monsters, that free version of Pokemon can store is only 30. That's true, that's really low. Here's the numbers. Let's see what else they say. I don't think these people like Nintendo. Home costs almost as much as Nintendo Switch Online, so yeah, you have to, it's $20 for Wi-Fi and $16 per year for home. Let's see. Players have to pay for both. Okay, so total it's $36 for both Wi-Fi and home. And $5 per year feed access Pokemon Bank. Though again, they do have the free month. All for a single mediocre monster collector. I like this tweet is included because it only is. I'm gonna look it up after, but I have a feeling this person might be related to the site somehow because I don't know why you include a 5. Like if you're gonna include the tweet, don't like if you're gonna include a tweet to support your point that is 5 retweets and 22 likes. Don't include the likes and the retweets because then it makes me do stuff like this, right? People reading it are like, why does this not? If you're trying to like get people to be like, oh, this person agrees with me, don't show how that it didn't do well. $48 per year to play Pokemon is absurd. Blah 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 blah. Twitter's full of Pokemon fans complaining about the pricing and features Pokemon has to offer. Here's some more. Oh, this one did better. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So let's talk about it. How do we feel about the pricing, about Pokemon Home in general? So first of all, let's do positives, then negatives, then conclusion, since this is a score report anyway. So positives. Pokemon Global Link coming back is really huge. Being able to see usage statistics. I'm having a lot of trouble speaking. It's because I'm exhausted. I'm really sorry. It was a long weekend. It's late when I'm recording this, and yeah, I'm really tired. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, Pokemon statistics is great because it means that, you know, as a competitive player, I can go on, I can see, you know, if it works like Pokemon Global Link did, it would show you the common partners for a Pokemon, the common counters, aka the Pokemon that opted out, common items, most like top 10 items, top 10 moves, all that stuff. And it's really a great feature both for competitive and casual players because if you're a casual player, you can go on and you can say, I want to use the Pokemon Miltank, right? Or Avalugg, right? And I can see that the most common item for Avalugg is the bread, right? And then I can, you know, make some, you know, then that gives me an idea for how I want to start my team, right? And I can see, oh my god, every Incineroar has U-turn, Fake Out, Flare Blitz, and Knockoff, right? Like, that means that's something that I can use and then use that as a baseline, right? It's a really good resource for new players. And if I'm, you know, new to, like, you know, somewhat engaged, like, it'll also show you most common partner Pokemon. So it's like, oh, I have Gastrodon, it's paired really often with Tyranitar, right? Or, Rotom Heat, right? Or stuff like that, right? And that's like, oh, like, you know, it's good for inspiration for newer players, and it's also good for experienced players because we love statistics, right? We love, like, oh, wow, like, every Gastrodon is running, or, like, Gastrodon Rindoberry is down to, like, 30%, like, huh, maybe I can, like, start teching on, like, grass moves to beat Gastrodon, or, oh, like, most, you know, 70% of Gastrodon aren't running Protect right now, or, you know, 70% of Gastrodon are running Protect, and I know that I can't just attack into that thing safely, right? There's a lot of things you can infer from like, usage statistics like that, right? And, you know, even as an experienced player, I'm thinking, what are people using Gastrodon with? Or if I'm having trouble with Dragapult, what are people using Dragapult with, right? It's not beating Pokemon in double and VGC is different than in singles because they don't exist in a vacuum, right? They don't exist in a vacuum in singles either, to be fair, but, like, they exist in less of a vacuum in VGC because you know, you could have, you know, 6 Pokemon that are great against Dragapult, but if they can't get around Follow Me Togekiss, you're kind of in trouble, right? You're definitely not in a winning position. So you have to consider the partners as well. So I think Pokemon Global Link is a really good feature, and I'm glad they're bringing it back. GTS trading coming back is fun as well. I know a lot of people love that. It's better than Wonder trading for sure. Well, they both have advantages and disadvantages. Wonder trading is fun and good for, like, completing the decks or, like, help with the decks. But yeah, overall, I think that, that's like another feature I'm glad is coming back. I also really like the increase to the move, like, access to move lists, to move pools. For Pokemon, I think that's a really great feature that, yeah, like, is amazing to have in the game and to have, you know, you don't need an external resource to get that, right? You don't need to know which websites to get to get to that information. So I think that overall is really good. I also think it's great that they're, you know, making Pokemon Bank free for the first 30 days. Of course, could be better, right? But of course, it's fine, right? I think that's most of the positives. I can go through again. I'm pretty sure that did. Whatever, it's probably it. Anything I've talked about. Move Pokemon. Yeah, obviously the ability to move Pokemon. We're getting some old Pokemon. That doesn't really matter. Trade Pokemon is cool. Yeah. So I think I covered all of it. Now let's talk about the negatives. So the negatives are primarily the price tag, right? I think that's the main thing that people have an issue with, as per that article, which is the only criticism was the price tag. And admittedly, maybe the criticism is fair, right? Like, you pay for the games, and then you pay for the Wi-Fi, and then you pay for this subscription as well. Granted, you don't have to do this, right? You can transfer Pokemon from old games without paying for it. And although and they also give you 30 days to get your Pokemon out of bank, right? So you don't need to do this necessarily, right? Like, you could spend a week, bring over 30 Pokemon a day, right? That's, oh god, 210 Pokemon, right? You could spend if you're not in a rush to get the Pokemon over, it's not the end of the world, right? I'm sure that, I don't know. I'm sure that not every Pokemon you have in the old game you're bringing over, even though, of course, plenty of people probably have lots of Pokemon they want to bring over, right? I know I have lots of Pokemon I'm going to want to bring over. Probably. Sometimes I like to leave them in the old games because I kind of that's like their home, But anyway, and in case I ever want to play those games and matches against people again, in old formats, I want them there. But that's kind of a personal thing, whatever, Granted, I will say it is not an insignificant amount of money on its face. Paying an extra $40 for a game does feel definitely feels like an extra cost. I will say it's not entirely fair because the $20 for Wi-Fi is a different feature. If you're paying $20 for Wi-Fi right now, first of all, it applies to other games as well, so it's not just Pokemon. So I play Smash Ultimate for fun, and I have the Wi-Fi for that, right? I don't personally play many other games, just because I don't have the time. But the $20 for Wi-Fi, it's not just for Pokemon, right? If you're paying for that already, then you're not paying for that for Pokemon, Pokemon Home. That's the first thing. So I don't know if it's entirely fair to include that cost. And also, if they're hosting this in the cloud, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not going to speak like I know about cloud hosting services and costs and whatever, but I know people are upset about the cost, about the $16 per year. I honestly am not personally upset about it. I get if you are, everyone's financial situation is different. I see the criticism, and I think some of it is... Well, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's that fair, personally, but I respect people who have different opinions than me. You don't have to agree with me to, I'm not necessarily right here, this is just my opinion, right? This is just my opinion, just my opinion. So, I kind of feel $16 is, what? Oh, God. Less than $2 per month? A month, less than, it's less than $1.50 per month. $1.50 per month to have pretty good features seems reasonable to me. I'd pay $1.50 per month, right, to do this. And yeah, $16 over the course of a year. I don't know, $1.50 per what? $1? Oh god, 16 divided by 12. That's 4 over 12. It's $1.33, right? That's what it comes out to. I don't know, I feel like that's not unreasonable, right? I feel like that's a pretty reasonable price tag given the amount of features you're getting, and more importantly, it's not like you're a hostage, right? If you don't have the money to pay for it, you don't have to pay for it. They've given 30 days free of bank, right? I presume you can move Pokemon out of bank and into Generation 7 or whatever, and then you can, presumably move them from Generation 7 into Sword and Shield, into Home, and then from Sword and Shield. So you don't need these extra features, right? Would it be cool if they were free? Sure, right? Sure. But I don't know, it seems I think they've actually done a pretty good job of making it so that, there's an incentive, there's a strong incentive to become a premium member, if you know what I'm saying. Any premiums in the chat, you know what I'm saying? They've made an incentive for it, and it's clear that premium is significantly better than base, right? I think nobody's arguing that. However, if you cannot afford that, or you don't want to pay for it, or you're morally opposed, you can get around it, and as far as I understand, I could be wrong here, right? But sure, you can't bring over all your Pokemon at once. You're gonna have to do 30 Pokemon per day, right? Or is it per day? It's just 30 Pokemon at a time, right? Is it 30 Pokemon at a time? Hang on. Was it move? It's move. Hang on. I'm a genius. F30. Oh. Oh, I didn't have to go back. 30. View. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so 30 doesn't come up here. I'm just gonna see really quick if it says. It doesn't. I don't see anything about a daily limit here. I don't see anything about a daily limit here, so I'm just gonna assume that there might be maybe 30. It's probably 30 Pokemon at a time. That makes more sense to me than 30 Pokemon per day. Yeah, because you can deposit 30 Pokemon at a time. It's a limit, right? Sorry, not per day. So with that in mind, it's been a long day. With that in mind, I think that's pretty reasonable. It's not, it's not perfect, right? It's again, the premium plan is clearly better. I don't think anyone's debating that. It's much better. You get much better features. However, they've made it so that it's not. They could have made this mandatory. You have to pay for it, right? And although I will say maybe maybe you could argue they've done the bare minimum so that you don't have to pay for it, but you still, it doesn't change the fact that you still don't have to pay for it if you don't want to pay for it. So that's the summary of what's going on with Pokemon Bank and my thoughts on it. Of course, you know, granted, I don't know that much about Pokemon Home, but beyond what I've talked about in this video, so I could very well be wrong. You know, maybe I'm wrong about why people are upset. I literally Googled people or like Pokemon Home controversy and then clicked on the first article. So, you know, maybe it's more nuanced than I understand, and you know, I respect that, and I acknowledge that I can be wrong, and maybe I am wrong. But in my opinion, like, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's as bad as much flack as it's gotten. And I honestly, hot take, I think that if Pokemon hadn't had so much negative press around Sword and Shield already, I don't think people would be as upset about this. I think this is, you know, building on existing malcontent. Is that a word? Malcontent. Sorry, malcontent. Yeah. Anyway, this is a 20-minute video. Surprise! Extra Pokemon Home content from your boy Wolfie, WolfieVGC, twitch.tv/////////. But yeah, I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a like and fix my camera. And I'll see you next time. Tomorrow's video is going to be good, and provided everything goes as planned. Tomorrow's video is going to be really nice, so stick around for that. All right, goodbye.